Hi, I'm Judi O'Dea.
And I'm Michael Kleimeyer, and this is our 2013 Market Report. So then, just talking about the year that was.
We actually did have a wonderful 2013 by comparison to the last 2 years.
Oh, we certainly did.
We certainly did.
When you look at just the general market as well and the way that it's just moved, the activity of buyers, I think, has been very strong this year, and that's probably what's driven most of the market.
What I've seen, and what I've called it, is a recovery market. We've seen fantastic figures and great results come out of Sydney, and everybody is impressed with that. It's about a 12.5 percentage increase across the board for Sydney. We haven't seen anything quite that exciting in our area as yet. However, I think there is definitely movement afoot for next year.
Lots of people talk about that Sydney market, and it's quite interesting because they're focusing on where those buyers are coming from. There has been a huge pool of international buyers coming into Sydney, which is probably what's really pushed that and their prices, where that hasn't really happened here yet.
No, but we certainly have seen interest rates hold, and perhaps they will increase slightly next year, but now is the time to jump in, and I think most people realise that. So what we're seeing is people doing upgrades, we're seeing investors come into the market, and that's also reflected in our sales, which has been a big variety of not just houses but also units and townhouses as well.
Okay, well then maybe talking about some of those individual properties then, let's focus on maybe what was really the turning point for us this year, and maybe include that in regards to a sale.
Well, I think the turning point for us was definitely the Thomas Street sale. I just really enjoyed the whole experience. My seller got on board, and we had a great, really an outstanding result. What we saw there was about 6 or 7 registered bidders at auction. All of them bid. Great crowds through the property, showing that a property not only just in Thomas Street, Auchenflower, but also that style of property. It was a contemporary home. It was sitting on 607 square metres of land, and it was certainly small child friendly.
And what about then comparison into the property we sold in Warmington Street, whereas that Thomas Street contemporary home, close to the $2 million there, moving down sub $1 million in Warmington Street. Let's talk about that comparison.
Yes, I think that's a really good one, because once again we had 10 registered bidders at the auction that day. Once again, a lot of activity, and what we saw was investors, 3 investors come over the top of our home buyers, which really surprised me a little bit, but I shouldn't be surprised because that is such a strong element in the market. And you're talking once again about 607 square metres of flat, playable land right in the heart of Paddington.
And then probably talking about those investors as well, it's probably important to talk about the units and townhouses we've done this year as well, because that market's been quite strong.
Absolutely, and we had great fun at Wilden Street. We've had great fun at in Bass Street. Oh God, that was a beautiful, just a basic unit, but once again we were swamped, overwhelmed with interest there.
Just like Lower Cairns Terrace when we did that one up there as well.
That's right, yeah, which we did brilliantly.
We've talked about units, we've talked about mid-level properties, we've done under the 2 millions as well. The one we did in Simpsons Road, 193 Simpsons Road, for over $2 million, that's probably an interesting story as well.
Well, what happened there was it actually was on the market with another agent, previously. I had been watching the property and I knew the sellers and approached them. After listening to some of the market feedback on the property, I approached the sellers and we actually did some upgrades to the property, and I was actually able to marry up a buyer, obviously with my lovely sellers, for over $2 million, and that actually never went on the market. We have done another 2 similar sales this year. We call them under the radar sales, and in good years where buyers are searching for product, particularly in this Paddington, Ashgrove, Barden area, under the radar sales do certainly occur.
Well, talking about good markets, what do we sort of foresee, do you think, for 2014?
I really see a continuing increase in the market. I can see that there will be some very good property up for sale next year, and our pool of buyers is very keen and very strong. Thank you to all our loyal clients, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
And we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Cheerio!
Toodles, toodles.
I think it's great.